Fox Sports.
We are Balfour. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Last Saturday in New York, Max Scherzer dominated the Mets on national TV, striking out 11 in the ball game, and today he will go for his 20th win of this 2013 season. Mad Max on the hill today on a gorgeous day for baseball here in the Motor City. Welcome to Comerica Park, final game of the series featuring the Athletics and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us here for the series finale. The Tigers going at least for one win, and what better guy to have on the mound than Max Scherzer, Rod? His season this year has been absolutely magical.
Not only that, but Maxwell's 8-0 this year after a Tigers loss. So Jim Leland looking for his ace to go out there and give him some length as far as this game is concerned, because this offense of the Oakland Athletics has really taxed this Tigers pitching staff.
That it has, but Max Scherzer has taxed opposing hitters this year. Max going, as we mentioned, for his 20th win of the season. In 21 starts, he's trying to get it done. Now, look at this list of Tigers that have won 20 games before the month of September since 1969. It includes Justin Verlander, who did it a couple of years ago, the great Mickey Lolich, and Denny McLain as well from that 69 campaign. But when you talk about Max Scherzer, well, that breaking ball's been huge.
Max told me just a couple of days ago that the curveball has been a difference maker for him this year. He's always been able to dominate right-handers, but now he has that equalizer that he can go up against the left-handers with, and that would be the real good curveball, the pitch he started throwing last year. Something else about Max, regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of how big the game is, he is about as cool and calm and collected on the mound as we've seen any pitcher this year, and because of that, going for number 20 today.
After a short break, we'll send you back at the Call Sam Studios with Mickey York. Coming up next, the Tigers trying to stop the swinging A's. They really have been swinging it in this series. Scherzer the man to do it. Tigers A's coming up next. The Tigers take the field. Max going for his 20th win of this 2013 campaign. Beautiful day for baseball here in the Motor City, and Max Scherzer this afternoon is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Max Scherzer, as you mentioned, looking for win number 20. Blazing fastball will get up to 99 miles an hour. He's got the secondary pitches to go with that fastball, the curve, the slider, and the changeup, but he'll have to somehow slow down these swinging A's who have had their way at Comerica Park the last 3 days.
That they have. They are going for the sweep here this afternoon in a 4-game series finale as Coco Crisp stands in to start things off. We are ready for baseball. The first pitch of today's ball game. Scherzer missing outside, 1 ball to no strikes.
Max will need to be on top of his game today because this Oakland Athletics bunch, they are very loose this afternoon. They are playing with house money. They have already won the series.
A high fly ball down the right field line, hooking back to the seats and out of play.
Coco Crisp was taken out of the game last night by his manager Bob Melvin after they had a sizable lead, knowing that he would need his leadoff hitter fresh this afternoon.
84 degrees our game time temp here today, and Bob Melvin has his team looking for the sweep here. 3rd season as the skipper of the Athletics, doing another fine job this year. 75 wins so far for the A's.
Last year's manager of the year in the American League.
That is grounded foul down the first base line. 1 ball to 2 strikes on Crisp. Athletics are coming in scuffling. I mean, really struggling offensively and struggling to win games, and all they've done is put up 28 runs on 40 hits in the first 3 games.
On the best pitching staff in the American League.
Now the 1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Crisp.
And Crisp in last night's game saw 7 pitches before making an out his first time up, and that's something Oakland does very well. On average, they see about 4 pitches per AB, and that's all 9 members of their lineup.
Now the 2-2, and it's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Josh Donaldson. Coco last night was the only hitless starter in the game for the Athletics. They put up a season high 21 hits. Slash toward left center field. That looks like trouble. It's down. A base hit, maybe more. Let's see. Crisp on his way to second, and the throw is tardy. It's a leadoff double for Coco Crisp. So despite going hitless last night, he gets it started early here today.
Coco Crisp is a pretty good fastball hitter. Therefore, Max goes to the changeup on the 3-2 offering, and it's not a bad pitch, but give Crisp some credit. He stayed with it, kept the head down, and really didn't try to do too much with it, and got himself a double into the left center field gap.
Well, the one thing the A's have done really well in this series is scoring first. They've done it in each of the first 3 games, and Crisp has now set them up for the possibility of that happening again today.
When Crisp is playing the way really that he has played this entire series, you get the Oakland Athletics club we've seen the last 3 days. But when he's not healthy and he's not on the field, their offense is not nearly as lethal as it has been here for this series.
Josh Donaldson batting .295, 5 for 12 in the series so far. Ball 1 from Scherzer.
Donaldson is a dead pull hitter, therefore he may be challenged in this particular situation trying to hit something to the right side of the infield, which would at least get Coco Crisp over to third base.
Max lifetime against these A's, a 3.24 ERA. Here's the 1-0. That's a strike right at the knees, outer edge. 1-1 on Donaldson. A lot of the A's have really helped out their offensive numbers. Moss having a huge series. Callaspo, Donaldson, and Lowrie each having a pretty good set as well. Moss with a couple of home runs. Had a big game last night. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you're the Tigers middle infielders, you really have to pay some attention to Coco while he's at second base as well, because he has stolen third 5 times already this year, and he's only been caught once. And so if you're Santiago and Infante, you need to make sure that Crisp does not entertain the thought of stealing a bag here.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Donaldson is out of there.
Max has been one of those guys for the majority of the year that hovers right around 90, 91 miles an hour with his fastball in the first inning. But because of the runner in scoring position, 95 with that four-seam fastball by Donaldson.
We'll bring up Jed Lowrie. The Athletics came into this game for the season batting .258 with runners in scoring position, but this series has been much different. .429. Lowrie batting .291 overall. High fly ball right field. Kelly backing up, circling at the track to the wall. It's going to carry out. It's gone.
That is 11 straight games where the Oakland Athletics have hit a home run. 11 in a row. These A's. I mean, what is up with these swinging A's?
2-run shot for Jed Lowrie, his 10th of the year, and the A's, like they have done in the previous 3 games, getting out to a quick lead, even against Max Scherzer.
Fastball that kind of leaked right back over the heart of the plate, and Lowrie was looking for that heater. He got that front foot down and caught it just right. They are making Comerica Park look small.
Brandon Moss, the batter. 8 RBIs in this series for Moss. Big game last night. 2 homers in last night's game. And on the season now, a career high 24 long balls. Scherzer touched up for a 2-spot here in the first. Breaking ball drops in. Well, the first 3 innings have been controlled by Oakland. That's why they won the first 3 games. 11 runs. Way outside.
Even the Tigers' offense couldn't come back from those deficits.
Scherzer came in with a whip of under 1, but he's been touched up by a double and a homer here in the first inning. That'll miss inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Already the second 3-ball count by Max in the first 4 hitters.
And he walked him. We'll put a man on here with 1 out. Here's the rest of the lineup for the A's, brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Crisp, Donaldson, Lowrie at the top. Moss, Callaspo is back at second in this one. Smith is the left fielder. Barton, Sogard, Vogt rounding out the lineup. And now here is Callaspo. Big series as well, 6 for 12. Just about everybody in this lineup has had a good game or 2 in this series. And a strike called on Alberto Callaspo. Picked up from the Angels in a trading deadline deal. They gave up a minor league infielder that had a little bit of pop. Grant Green went back the other way. Here's the 0-1. Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. A's have now homered in 11 straight, and they have 32 homers in the month of August, which is 3rd in the American League. Really heating up this month, at least with the long ball. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Good change up there by Max to a hitter that's kind of had his way against the Tigers in his career. Alberto Callaspo.
1-2. Double homer and a walk in this inning for the A's. Still only 1 out. Fouled back out of play. Tigers have the Indians coming in next. This will be the final meeting of the season between these 2 clubs. They played in April, and they're finishing up their series here in late August.
If Max is going to get a swing and miss out of Callaspo, it's going to have to be on an off-speed pitch. Callaspo, really good hand-eye coordination, usually puts fastballs in play.
Missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leland has seen this pattern repeat itself the entire series with a quick early lead for the A's. That's lifted back out of play. Tigers this year have been able to count on Max following a loss. 8-0 this year with a 3.08 ERA. But the A's again have taken an early lead. Caspo's been a tough out. He strikes out once every 13 at bats. Toughest guy to strike out in the American League. Checked it. Did not go, and now the count is 3-2.
Bob Melvin in this series, in this particular count, he really hasn't started the base runner that often. But with Caspo and the fact that he doesn't strike out very often, he might just turn Brandon Moss loose at first base on the next pitch from Max.
He's going to do it with anyone. He might as well do it with this guy.
And if he doesn't, then we know something.
He doesn't. Swing and a miss.
We know something.
He struck him out. Caspo never strikes out, and he kept his runner at first.
Take a look at the Tigers starting defensive alignment this afternoon behind Max, and it's a defensive alignment. Once they get into that dugout, they'll be trailing by a couple of runs. Dirks, Jackson, Kelly, Fielder, Infante, Santiago, and Miggy, and Brian Pena getting the start behind the dish today. Avila caught the first 2 days of the series.
Yeah, Jim said Alex is fine, just doesn't want to push it, coming back from the concussion list, so he gets the day off despite the fact that he had really good numbers against Bartolo Colon. 2 outs now. Here is Seth Smith. It's ball 1 outside.
Torii Hunter also getting the afternoon off, at least at the beginning of this contest, and Torii has monster numbers against the American League West. He's killed the West this year.
The 1-0 from Max is a strike call. We're talking about how these guys love to work counts, and we've seen great examples of this. Sanchez had a 29 pitch first inning, and then Verlander had a 44 pitch first inning. Max is about to throw his 28th of this first inning. And here it is. Runner goes. Strike. Throw down to second. He is not in time.
Caught him off guard. Max not paying any attention whatsoever to Brandon Moss. Therefore, before Max delivered that ball home, Brandon Moss had about 7-8 steps underneath his belt toward second base, and impossible for Pena to throw him out.
Fourth stolen base of the year for Moss. He's 4 out of 5. He's in scoring position now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith.
And it appears that every single hitter has seen at least 4 or 5 pitches against Max.
Drilled to center field. Jackson moving back. Still going back. He'll run it down. Inning over. However, 2 runs in and a home run by Lowrie. Early in this one on the Lowrie home run. Tigers starting lineup today is presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jackson, Dirks, Cabrera in the top 3 spots. Fielder Martinez, Don Kelly in the middle 3. Kelly in right field. Pena, Infante, Santiago rounded out for the Tigers, and they are facing the right-handed offerings of Bartolo Colon.
14-5 for the 40-year-old right-hander Bartolo Colon, and for the most part you're going to get a steady diet of fastballs. He works the 4 quadrants of the strike zone as well as any right-hander in the game. He's got real good command.
Searching for his 15th win. All-star this year, Colon.
They shut him down for a couple of weeks with a groin injury. Bob Melvin also felt that the 40-year-old right-hander was starting to tire a little bit, so they gave him a little bit of a break.
2-1 now on Jackson. He'll be followed by Dirks and Cabrera. Torii Hunter gets the day off.
Former Cy Young Award winner Bartolo Colon.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's in the air to shallow right. Backing up is Callaspo. Coming in is Moss. 1 gone.
Tim Hortons is the sponsor of the Oakland Athletics defensive alignment this afternoon. And Seth Smith, he is in right field. Crisp, he's in center. Moss, he has tore up Tigers pitching this series, is in right. Barton, Callaspo, Sogard, and Donaldson in the infield. And Vogt is the catcher.
Here's Andy Dirks. 253 batting average for Dirks, 8 home runs and 30 driven in. He's had an RBI and a couple of runs scored in this series as Colon hits the outside corner, strike 1.
Andy Dirks, when he was able to bat second last year, he did some of his best work in the 2012 campaign. Of course, Torii Hunter occupies that slot these days.
Yeah, they really haven't had or needed anybody else to fill that spot because Torrey's been so consistent. Dirks, though, in the 2 spot here today, has good numbers against Colon, but he pops this one up. Who wants it? It's the shortstop Sogard. 2 gone. And so Colon now will face Miguel Cabrera. Bartolo is 40 years of age, out of Altamira in the Dominican Republic. And as Cabrera stands in, he will bring with him 43 home runs and 130 RBIs and some really good numbers against Colon.
Chris Davis, the slugger of the Baltimore Orioles, was able to extend his home run total to 47 with a home run last night in Boston. So Miggy now trails him by 4 homers.
It's all right. Still going to catch him.
You said that for a long. You said that when Miggy was about 10 back. You told me he was going to catch him.
It's pretty close. I mean, I think I said that after he hit that home run against Rivera, the first one. I mean, you just get the feeling that somehow he's going to get it done. Now, Davis does play in a more home run hitter friendly park. And he's up by 4 homers right now. Could you imagine if we had back-to-back triple crowns for Cabrera? I mean, it's stunning that someone could do that.
He's that good. He really is. He is that good. Best hitter in the game right now. And before it's all said and done, with 1 or 2 more years of this assault on big league pitching, for me, best right-handed hitter ever. Ever.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Miguel Cabrera. And that one's off the plate. Colon tried to dot the outside corner, couldn't do it.
He can spot his fastball. He can throw that fastball wherever he wants to. So make no mistake about it, this next pitch will be in an area where he feels like he can get a swing and miss out of Miguel Cabrera. And Miguel doesn't strike out very often.
Pulled on the ground and through. It's a 2-out single for Cabrera. Tigers have their first base runner of the day.
Miggy knew he was going to get a fastball from Colon on this 3-2 pitch, and it looked like it was a pretty good pitch. It was down in the strike zone. They wanted it right off the plate. He threw it, but it leaked back to the corner, and that allowed Miguel, who was looking for the fastball, to get out in front of it and lace it right past their shortstop, Sogard.
Fielder stands in, and Prince at 262 has had a couple of hits, couple of RBIs in this series. And it's in for a strike on the outer edge. Colon this year was named to his 3rd All-Star team. He has Cabrera at first base with 2 outs, leading 2-0. Here's the 0-1. Prince sends it high in the air, deep into right center field. Going to stay in the ballpark, though, as Crisp goes deep to the gap for the out. No runs, one hit, one man left.
For the Athletics in this series, Coco Crisp gets in the scoring position and then someone drives him in. In this case, it was Jed Lowrie who hit a 92-mile-per-hour fastball from Max Scherzer. Pena wanted the ball outside, but it leaked right back over the heart of the plate, and Jed Lowrie got his squad on the board first.
Runs a lot in the first inning in the season compared to this series. 6 in 4 games in this series by the Tigers. And so Scherzer now takes the hill here in the second, down by 2. Derek Barton leads it off. And he looks at a strike, 0-1. It'll be Barton and Sogard and then Stephen Vogt facing Max Scherzer. 29 first inning pitches, I should say, for Max. Here's a wave and a miss, 0-2. Barton hitting $188. He is a guy known for taking his walks. In fact, a couple of years ago in the 2010 season, he walked 110 times. Skies this one of the air. Left side of the infield. Cabrera is to the grass. 1 out.
Here is today's high-speed stat, and it's always brought to you by Charter Internet. And Max Scherzer, following a Tigers loss since the beginning of the 2012 season, 15-3, which bodes very well for his squad today. And he's even better than that this year. 8-0 this season following a Tigers loss.
Here is Sogard now with 1 out. Sogard in this game is playing short this afternoon. Batting .265, couple of RBIs in the series. Here's Max's 0-1. We were talking last night about the fact that Sogard likes to wear glasses. Not too many guys in the major leagues will wear glasses, and because of that, his teammates have stuck him with the nickname Harry Potter. Here's the 1-1. That's foul straight back. In fact, you know, when the rookies at the end of the year have that little hazing thing where they all have to dress up.
Right.
They made him dress up in his rookie season back in 2010 as a wizard. They put a wizard cap on him and everything. Got him a cape. Those don't count because those are considered stylish these days. Here's the 1-2. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tigers will probably dress up their rookies about the time we head down to South Beach down in Florida. Can you see these boys walking down that beach with some of the get-ups they put the kids in?
You know, I didn't even put that together, but you're right. That's the last road trip of the year.
We might even see a bikini or 2.
Stop it. please.
Yeah, I don't like that visual either.
No. I can no longer unsee that. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We'll see one, though.
That's great.
Maybe some pumps on it,
No,
too.
just stop it. Some pumps in a bikini?
I'm giving somebody some ideas down in the clubhouse right now.
Drill down the right field line. It is a fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. Here comes another extra base hit for the A's. Sogard with a double with 1 out.
I was talking to Max the other day, and he said the curveball this year has been a difference maker as far as him going from a very good pitcher to an elite pitcher. But this particular breaking ball, he hangs to Sogard, and Sogard got it right down the middle of the plate and is around the belt buckle, and he laced it down in that right field corner. But Max was also telling me that he really stumbled on this curveball. He was trying to throw a backdoor slider. He was trying to slow down his slider a little bit to the left-handers because he really couldn't get lefties out. And all of a sudden, he changed the grip a little bit and found the curveball that has been a really good pitch for him. So he stumbled upon this curveball that he's featured this year that has taken his numbers to a whole nother level.
But as good as a certain pitch can be, it really does get back to location, right? I mean, you like that last breaking ball, he just hung.
That particular one right there is a good one to throw on the very first pitch of an at-bat. Most hitters won't swing at that little get-me-over curveball.
Stephen Vogt, the batter. Loops that one foul back out of play, 1-1. Two runs, 3 hits for the Athletics. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. Vogt waiting on a 1-1. It has been a slow stretch for the catcher Stephen Vogt, 4 for 27. The Athletics are also without a catcher, and John Jaso, who's on the concussion list. Here's the 1-1. Lifted in the air. Shallow center. Jackson coming on. It's a second out of the inning. And Sogard will retreat. Now Coco Crisp. Two-base hit to start the game. Then he eventually scored on the home run by Jed Lowrie. The 14 home runs this year for Crisp, not quite his career high. He's a couple short of that. Back in 2005, he hit 16 home runs for the Indians at that time. And he fouls that one off, 0-1.
Chris was sitting on that first pitch breaking ball. You could tell by his reaction after he swung at it and missed. Very few hitters will go up there and sit on it, but that's good observation by Chris, knowing that Max has started to start guys off with that first pitch breaking ball.
So was his swing too big for that?
Probably so. Probably trying to hit it out of the ballpark instead of just trying to get a base hit to drive in a run.
Max ready with the 0-1. Lifted down the left field line, foul, 0-2. Scherzer has gone 6 innings in 24 of his 26 starts this year. So he's a guy that's hung around a long time in starts on most nights. But today the A's trying to do to him what they've done to 3 previous Tiger starters. Sanchez, Verlander, Fister. Get that pitch count up. Now the 0-2. Pena set up outside. Max hit the glove, but it's just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Crisp.
If Max decides to go back to the breaking ball, he needs to make sure that he gets it in an area where Crisp really can't do any damage with that. And that would be down and in, right towards that back foot.
Went outside again and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, back-to-back mid-90s fastballs to Chris that Chris didn't even offer at.
Coco trying to keep it going for Josh Donaldson, waiting on deck. The Athletics bat in the second. They lead 2-0. And he got him, strike 3. Caught him looking on a breaking ball, inning over, no runs. They get a double strand man. To the bottom of the second we go. The bottom of the second here at the ballpark today. The Tigers trying to avoid the sweep, and right now they're down early. Victor Martinez, Don Kelly, Brian Pena settling in against Bartolo Colon, who gave up a single to Cabrera in the first inning with no damage. Victor's batting average up to .294 as he looks at ball 1 high. 2 runs on 3 hits for the A's, no runs on 1 hit for the Tigers. Martinez with 11 home runs. He's knocked in 70. Bouncing ball right side on the backhand there. Barton. Colon comes over to win the race to the bag, and 1 gone. And while we have a chance, let's check in with Shannon Hogan. She is manning our Twitter page today, Shannon.
That's right. It's Twitter Takeover Thursday, and I'm chatting with the fans on Fox Sports Detroit on our Twitter feed. And Mario and Rod, I have a question for you from one of our fans. They're wondering, why do you think the Tigers are struggling with the A's this series? Is it just a coincidence? I have to chime in just real quick and say Jim Leyland did say last night after the game he felt like maybe the A's were in on their pitchers meeting.
Well, it has seemed like that a little bit in this series, but no, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think, Rod, when you look at the attack that the A's have had in this series, they've gotten the Tigers starting pitcher out in 5 innings in each of the first 3 games. So they've done a great job of working counts and getting into that middle relief.
That's old school baseball. And Charles Davis is the hitting coach for the Oakland Athletics, and he could really work a count himself, and he had tremendous power, just like the guys that he teaches on a daily basis. And when you add in the fact that the Oakland Athletics preach that as a team, plate discipline, they have really taxed the Tigers starters in this series. And when you get into any team's middle relief, it's usually not going to be a good sign.
And you guys, you know what? I talked about this yesterday in the pregame. Only 2 other teams in the bigs right now have seen more pitches than the Oakland A's. Their plate discipline is absolutely fantastic. If you have any more questions for Mario and Rod and just want to chat on our Twitter feed, you can chat with us at Fox Sports DET, and we're going to be chiming in as the game moves on. Thanks, guys.
All right, Shannon, thanks. We will check in with you later.
Tigers are going to score some runs today against Colon. Earlier in his career, he had good numbers against Tigers, but the last number of times Colon has gone out there against Detroit, he hasn't fared very well. So they're going to put some runs on the board.
In the air toward left field. That'll be routine for Smith. And there are 2 gone now. Well, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Here's Brian Pena. Cologne has not beaten the Tigers since April of 2003, which is really kind of stunning with some of the seasons he has put up. There's a strike called.
Off speed pitch there. Change up variety out of the hand of Cologne after really just about every pitch being a fastball.
Line drive, base hit the other way. Pena with the Tigers' second hit of the game.
Fastball up in the zone. And these usually don't get to the catcher's glove.
That'll bring up Omar Infante. Both of the Tigers' hits are singles. Omar 2 out of 9 in the series. And a ball inside, 1-0. Last time Cologne defeated the Tigers, it was April 13th of 03. Struck out 9 in 7 innings since then. He has, well, gone 0-7 with an ERA of north of 7 versus Detroit. Checked it low and away, 2-0. Infante 7 homers this year. The average has been over 300 most of the season. As it sits right now, it is at 318. And Cologne again trying to hit the outside corner, unable to do so. 3-0. Santiago lurking on deck. That's in for a strike. 3-1. I mentioned Cologne winning 14 games this year, made the All-Star team this season, although he has struggled in his last 2. Overall, really, since late May, he's been great for them. Bouncer right back off his glove, up the middle, and backhanded by Callaspo, who will tag the bag for the force. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. Today's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. What is the most impressive single season feat in baseball in your opinion? Is it A, winning 20 games, B, striking out 250, C, 150 RBIs, or D, 50 home runs or more? What is more impressive? To enter your vote, text ACE, then a space, the letter answer to 37338. Well, on a warm, humid afternoon here, the Athletics going for the sweep, but the Tigers off to a good start. They lead Detroit 2-0 as Josh Donaldson leads it off. And Donaldson, then Lowrie and Moss. 2, 3, and 4 in Bob Melvin's lineup. Wave and a miss on a breaking ball, 0-1 on Donaldson. He struck out back in the first. Donaldson had that big first half. We mentioned probably deserved to be in the All-Star team, but there were only so many spots available. Coming out of the break, he went 17 games before he got his first RBI. Ball outside, 1-1. But overall this year, his numbers really good. He's hit around 300s at 294 now. Here's the 1-1 from Scherzer. Into the glove, strike 2.
It's a nice pitch right there. After the first 2 pitches away from Donaldson, they went back inside with a good 2-seam fastball that was able to tie Donaldson up. And Max can go a couple of different ways now. He can simply go slider away or go right back inside with another really good firm fastball.
Popped him up. That's on the infield. Pena coming out. Prince coming in. And it's Fielder, the first baseman. One gone here in the third. Max, of course, going for his 20th victory in 21 decisions. How about guys that have gone 19 wins in their first 20?
Not many.
Max, Clemens. Clemens would go on to win 20 of his first 21. It was back in 2001 with the Yankees. They were talking in 95, 96 in that range, where Clemens was probably done. But that was not the case. There's a ball outside to Jed Lowrie. Lowrie with a 2-run homer in the first. His 10th of the year. Swing and a miss. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes on Lowrie. 39 doubles this year for Jed Lowrie. And he missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lowrie, another one of those guys who played his college ball at Stanford. He was college teammates with Carlos Quinton, John Mayberry Jr., Sam Fold. They were all on the team when Lowrie was there. He'll shoot that one in the air to right field. Playable, though, as Don Kelly camps under. And there are 2 gone. Time for a game break now. We check in with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks. Boy, the Angels have been scuffling. There's a look at the AL wild card standings. The Angels, one of the biggest, I think, disappointments in baseball this year. 18 games back. Pujols done for the year. Hamilton has not been what they expected. They, I think, along with Washington, probably the 2 biggest disappointments. There's a ball outside.
I would agree with that. Los Angeles really hasn't had good, consistent starting pitching this year, and it's tough to win without good pitching, despite the offense you might think you have.
I think that's really a classic case of maybe not putting enough money into the pitching and just going too much on the offensive side.
Agreed. They did go back after Zach Greinke, but Greinke decided to go up the freeway to the Los Angeles Dodgers. He would have been a difference maker for them.
Yeah, and he's pitching extremely well, and right now is a difference maker for LA. 3-1 on Brandon Moss with 2 outs. Moss one step toward the bag at first, but he's called back 3-2.
Might want to go fastball here. I don't think you want to go with another breaking ball here to Moss. The home runs he's hitting this series, 2 have come on off-speed pitches.
Fouled back.
I like that. Get it a little higher, though. It gets Moss to swing through it. That was 93. He might need to get up to about 95, 96.
It's been a huge series for Moss. Of course, the 2 home runs in last night's game. And he got him, strike 3.
Outstanding pitch.
1-2-3 inning for Max, his first of the game. That is his 4th strikeout. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Of the 3rd on a warm afternoon here in the Motor City. 2-0 in favor of the A's as the Athletics are going for the sweep here this afternoon. Bartolo Colon back to the hill, missing outside to Santiago. He'll be followed by Jackson and Dirks. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Athletics. The Tigers, no runs, 2 hits. And Ramon takes outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. 219 average now for Ramon, and really over his career, maybe he's getting the start today because he's had success against Colon. 11 for 24. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Guys that throw a lot of fastballs, and it really doesn't matter the velocity of the fastball. Santiago does well against those type of pitchers. He's got that short, quick stroke. Doesn't try to overpower the baseball. Just simply tries to put it in play.
2-2. Ramon over his last 25 has been hitting over 300. Make it 3-2 now on Santiago. There's Jackson waiting on deck, the top of the Tigers order. And the 3-2. Bouncing ball left side, gobbled up there by Donaldson. Santiago's out of there. 1 out. Well, the Tigers host the Cleveland Indians this Saturday at 7:08. It's Motown night at Comerica Park. Enjoy live performances of Motown classics prior to the game. Call 866-66-TIGER if you'd like more ticket information, or simply go online at tigers.com. Gorgeous day here at Comerica today. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, Shannon Hogan with you here at the ballpark. Joe Nicola is our producer, and Mark Isofano, our director today. There is strike one on Jackson. Jackson flying out his first time up. Here's a strike called.
Cologne used to be one of those guys that could throw you a fastball at 100 miles an hour in the ninth inning, about 110 pitches in when he was a little younger. Of course, he doesn't have that big arm any longer, but he can really command that fastball from 89 to 93 with outstanding control. That's one of the tougher things to do for guys that are power pitchers when they're younger. I mean, guys that really throw hard, that when you do lose a little bit of that steam, you still learn how to get big league hitters out.
Driven on a line to right field. It's going to get down a base hit. And Jackson is on with a one-out single.
One of the few off-speed pitches Cologne has thrown in the game. That one at 84, really good swing by Austin Jackson.
Only the second hit in the series for AJ. It'll bring the tying run to the plate now as Andy Dirks strolls in. 2-0 A's have the lead. We're in the third. Andy popped up his first time. Well, we mentioned Cologne winning 14. 11 wins for Griffin, 10 wins for Parker. There's another toss back.
Best pitcher I've seen for Oakland the last 3 days was Brett Anderson, who got the save last night. If they can keep Brett Anderson healthy, and I don't know which role they're going to use him in the remainder of the way, but I was very impressed with their big, long, lanky left-hander last night.
There's a pop-up. Shallow left field. Sogard going back. Now into foul territory. 2 gone. That'll bring up Cabrera. How about those updated Triple Crown numbers you see? And we talked about this earlier. Davis hit his 47th last night. So he is standing in the way right now of Cabrera in that home run column. Mickey's got the other two on lockdown. And there's a strike called. The Athletics have 4 10-game winners for the first time since 2006. Joe Blanton, Dan Herron, Esteban Loaiza, Barry Zito were all on that staff. They won 10 or more. Tigers, of course, this year have all 5 of their starters with 10 or more. Foul tip 0-2. Cabrera with a single. That was back in the first. They just got Cologne back off the disabled list today with a strained groin. They certainly will need him down the stretch. That Texas team playing pretty good baseball. They lead the way in the West. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Cabrera is gone, and so are the Tigers. Through 3 here at the ballpark. Still 2-0 A's. Game presented by the new quarter pounder BLT. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, then a space, and then the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Max Scherzer back at the hill now. The Tigers are still down by 2 as we go to the 4th inning at the ballpark. 85 degrees right now. It is a warm afternoon here in the Motor City. Here's a drive to right field. Kelly is on the run, won't get it. Up against the right field wall. Callaspo is on his way to second. He'll pull in with a double. So Callaspo just keeps hitting in this series. That is his 7th hit.
Callaspo got himself a fastball that was inside. He cleared his hips out of the way nicely, which allowed him to get that bat through the strike zone in a very quick manner, and he drilled that ball one hopper off the gate.
4th hit of the day now for the Athletics. Here is Seth Smith. Fly to center field his first time up. That one bends in for a strike. 0-1 on Smith.
And Max coming off a very stressful start. His last start on Saturday in New York. He went up against the rookie phenom Matt Harvey. And Max had 8 strikeouts through the very first 4 innings. He only lasted 6 innings in the game. And the 5th and 6th inning were very taxing for Max.
That's into right field, a base hit. Callaspo coming at third. They're going to stop him there as Kelly brings the ball back in, and back-to-back hits here in the 4th. And it got away from Prince. That'll allow the runner to go to second, with Callaspo holding at third.
And we told you that Max's go-to pitch has been his curveball against left-handers this year. It's been a really good pitch for him, but the majority of the hits today that left-handers have gotten against Max have been on the fastball. That ball thrown in by Don Kelly, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but it did get away from Prince Fielder. Yep, just got away from him.
He just kind of lollipopped it in. I assume they'll give Kelly an error on that play, allowing the runner to move to second. It is popped up foul, back out of play. Derek Barton is the batter. Popped up his first time. Single E9. And now the A's have a chance to get 2 more. Driven to center field on a line. Jackson backs up. Runner tags at third. Callaspo will score. Throw comes back into the shortstop. Sac fly, RBI for Barton.
Tigers should check second base. It appeared that Smith may have left prematurely.
Three-0 ball game, and the infield coming in.
Take a look at Seth Smith on second base. Thought maybe he took off before that ball got in the glove of Jackson.
Runner at third, 1 out. Sogard trying to get the run in. And he fouls it back out of play. Is it just me, or do the A's get much more aggressive offensively with runners in scoring position?
If they get a fastball and they got a runner on third base, less than 2 outs, they're looking to hunt the fastball. They're looking to hit something into the outfield. But if it's a runner on second base, they've still been working some pretty good pitch counts.
Now the 0-1. Fly ball. Shallow left. Dirk's coming in. Will they challenge him? Catch is made. They will challenge him. Here's the throw to the plate. Safe. He scores standing up as it gets away from Brian Pena.
When you're going good, every decision that you make, even if it's not a good decision, it works out into your favor. Very few guys that are coaching third base would allow their base runner to tag up on a fly ball that shallow to left field. But the Oakland Athletics are playing like a very loose club right now. And why wouldn't they?
Seth Smith, former quarterback in college. That doesn't mean he really runs that fast. Dirks did everything right, got behind it, let it go, one hopper. Pena just couldn't catch it, and had he caught it, Seth Smith probably would have been able to slide in underneath the tag.
Here's Vogt. That's it for a strike. Really surprised there. They sent the runner. You're right, man. They're just playing loosey-goosey today.
House money today.
And they lead 4-0. Vogt strokes one to right center field. That's going to get down a base hit. 2-out single for the number 9 hitter. 5 hits now for the Athletics. It's been a while since Max has given up 4 runs in a start. July 13th against Texas, which, by the way, was his last loss. Here is Coco Crisp. Ball 1 outside to Crisp. 2 in the first and now 2 in the fourth here for the Athletics. They are going for the sweep of the Tigers in not a 3-game series, but a 4-game series. Here's the 1-0. High, towering fly ball. Backing up Kelly, edge of the warning track. That'll end the inning. However, 2 more runs in for the A's.
Four nothing to the Oakland A's as we head into the bottom of the fourth. I'm Shannon Hogan here, and I am taking over the Fox Sports Detroit Twitter page all game long. We've been getting some great questions from the fans. One for Mario and Rod that I'd like to share with you from Trevor Beach, and he wants to know, Mario and Rod, will Miggy catch Davis to win the Triple Crown again this year?
Well, I've been on record as saying yes, and I base that, Shannon, on the fact that look what we saw Miguel do last September when he put his team on his back. Not only won the Triple Crown, but got him into the playoffs. So, Rod, I'm going yes on that.
I would not disagree with what Miguel has done in the month of August. I mean, hitting a home run every 2 games. There's no doubt that he can do that.
But you guys,
in the month of September as well.
You guys, it does seem like people have been waiting and waiting and waiting for Chris Davis to fall off, but then he goes out and hits another home run. I mean, do you see him slowing down at all, or will Miggy just have to start hitting home run after home run again, too?
Well, I think Miggy's just going to get hot and just roll in September. I really do.
I think Chris Davis is going to slow down. I think he's in an area, and I take nothing away from Chris Davis. He's had a career year this season for Baltimore. A lot of home runs, a lot of runs driven in, high batting average. But I think there is due a correction in the market as far as Davis is concerned. But Miguel Cabrera, I don't think as much. He's been doing this for about the last 4 years.
All right, thanks, guys. Keep chatting with us on Twitter at Fox Sports DET. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later.
All righty, Shannon. Thank you. Right now it is 4-0 in favor of the A's. The Tigers get a leadoff single from Prince Fielder. And here is Victor Martinez, who bounced out his first time up. Colon has struck out just one Tiger so far in this game, and ironically, that was Cabrera back in the third. This is the first start for Colon since August 13th after a spell on the DL. He is back in their rotation. Strike one on Victor.
Colon has thrown a total of 47 pitches. 89% of those have been fastballs, anywhere from 89 to 91 miles an hour. And it will stay that way until he leaves the game. Just kind of validates what pitching coaches always say, that the fastball is the best pitch in baseball, especially a well-located fastball.
Driven to right field. That's a base hit. And that'll put Prince at second. Back-to-back hits now for the Tigers here in the fourth. So the Tigers have something going now as Don Kelly will step in.
That is Victor Martinez's 80th base hit since the calendar turned to July, which paces the majors. 80 hits in the last 2 months.
It's his ninth hit in this series. Victor is now 9 for 13 against A's pitching. Kelly is up there. He flied out his first time up. Ball one to Don. Tigers need one swing here to get them back into this game. Still only down by 4. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kelly. Pretty good this year for Don with men in scoring position. 343. Way outside. 2-1. Ryan Pena waiting on deck. Here's the 2-1. Lifted back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelly, since early June, has been hitting in the 290 range. Jim Leland going with Kelly in right today as Hunter gets the day off. Right now, the skipper looking for a spark offensively. He's gotten a couple of singles here in the fourth from Fielder and Martinez. Fouled back again. Bartolo Colon won the Cy Young Award back in 2005, a 21-game winner that year with the Angels. And today, at the age of 40, he's already won 14 games this year. Bouncing ball right side of the infield. Barton goes to second one. That's all they're going to get. Fielder's choice allows Kelly to reach first and third now with 1 out. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. So here's Pena, who singled back in the second. strike on the outer edge as Cologne is able to hit the corner. No balls and 1 strike. What a transformation it's been for Cologne from when he first got to the big leagues with the Cleveland Indians. Hard thrower. These days he's getting it done in a different way. In fact, he needs 1 win to become the first pitcher in the history of the American League to win 15 games with 4 different teams. Ball outside. He's done it with the Indians, the White Sox, and the Angels, and now trying to do it with the Athletics. Pena rips one in the air to center field. Crisp is on the run. He'll get there for the out. It'll score the run. Fielder comes in to score. Pena will get an RBI in the sacrifice fly. Hit that ball well, but Coco ran it down. Four to 1 ball game.
Thought maybe this ball had a chance of getting into the gap in right center field. A four-seam fastball that's up in the zone that Pena drives in that direction, but Crisp, with that speed he has at that position, it made it look rather routine.
Here's Infante. Pena gets his 22nd RBI of the year. Omar looks at a strike, 0-1. Two for 10 in the series for Infante. He's batting .317. Kelly at first with 2 outs. Chopper back up the middle. Callaspo on the backhand. Long throw, not in time. Beat it out. Infante, too much speed, infield single.
Second consecutive day where Omar Infante has gotten himself an infield single. Nice backhanded play by Callaspo, throwing off balance, but really couldn't get anything on the throw. And even Omar still battling that bad left ankle. And they're fast enough to make it down the first.
Rico Santiago is the tying run at the plate now. And the Tigers have just posted their 6th hit. Each ball club with 6 hits today. Ramon is 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Lifted foul back out of play.
Cologne once traded from the Cleveland Indians to the Montreal Expos, and the players the Indians received in return were Brandon Phillips, Cliff Lee, and Grady Sizemore. That was the very first deal that Mark Shapiro made when he took over as general manager of the Cleveland Indians, and he said it was very difficult to do.
Bouncing ball to second base. That'll get him out of the inning, and the Tigers will settle for 1 run. So we'll go to the 5th inning. It's now 4 to 1.
coming out of the hand of Max Scherzer. He's got the fastball that will get up to 98, but take a look at the window that he throws it out of. That's the low 3/4 arm slot, and it really doesn't matter which pitch he's throwing. Changeup comes out of that same window. This is what makes Max very good. His hitters cannot differentiate which of the 4 pitches they're seeing because they all come out of the same window. They all come out with the same arm speed. The only difference is the grip that he uses to throw all 4 of his pitches. And that's one of the reasons Max has won 19 ball games this year.
Scherzer back to the hill here in the 5th inning. 4-1 is our score now. The A's lead by 3. Donaldson leads it off and cuts and misses 0-1.
Told you Bartolo Colon has thrown 88 to 90% of his pitches fastballs today. Max just 62% fastballs.
Strikeout pop-up for Donaldson. These are the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Athletics. One ball and 1 strike. Donaldson 16 RBIs in his last 20 games coming in. Here's the 1-1. Foul that one straight back, 1-2.
Can't make a mistake to Donaldson with that fastball. Dead pull hitter. He's had a great year, and he has feasted on a lot of fastballs. And when you want to get him out, you have to make him hit the ball to center field or right field. And usually if you throw him a breaking ball and you're able to expand the strike zone a little bit outside with 2 strikes, you can get a swing and miss.
Driven down the left field line, foul.
Max has got to get that breaking ball off the plate about 3-4 more inches.
Four runs on 6 hits for the A's. Tigers a run on 6 hits. Detroit has stranded 5 in this contest. Scherzer gave up 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth. Now the 1-2. In the air to right field. Kelly is on the run. Not going to get it. It'll go to the wall, and it's extra bases for Donaldson, who will take the turn. He's coming to third, and he's in with a stand-up triple.
That is the 3rd triple of the season for Donaldson, who got himself a fastball up at the top of the strike zone and somehow got on top of it and hit that ball over Don Kelly's head. I don't know if Don Kelly or Jackson had trouble retrieving that baseball in right center field, but Donaldson really turned on the Jets after he got to second base.
How'd he hit that pitch?
I don't know.
3-bagger, and now the A's in good shape to get another run. Here's Jed Lowrie, already a 2-run shot in this ball game. That floats outside, 1-0.
Oakland could not have played better for the last 4 days here against the best team in the American League Central. They've already won 3 games. They're already leading in this game 4-1. Every time they get a runner on third base, they get him in.
Well, the A's are 12-12 in the month of August, and they currently have 8 consecutive winning months. So they're trying to finish this month to add to that streak.
Yeah, you got to go all the way back to June, the last time they had a losing month.
Here's the 2-0. Fouled back, 2 balls, 1 strike on Lowrie.
Oakland is not sneaking up on many people this year as they did last year. They were about 13 games back as the calendar approached August last year, and somehow were able to take over the division on the very last day. They played with a lot of confidence down the stretch, and they had a lot of fun, and that's why Bob Melvin ended up being manager of the year in a very close vote. They're beating out Buck Showalter.
2-2 the count.
Who you got as the leader in the clubhouse this year in the American League for the manager of the year?
I'm going to probably go right now with Tito Francona. Barely over. Well, let me think about it.
I got John Farrell.
Yeah, Farrell's a good one too.
Terry's in the conversation.
I'll go with Terry right now, depending on how this ends. Here's the 2-2. High fly ball. Kelly coming in, runner tagging. Downey measures it. He'll just let her fly, and the runner will hold. One hopper right to Pena. So they failed to get the run in, one gone.
I thought for sure that was deep enough to score. How about the last time Andy Dirks in left field wasn't nearly as deep as Kelly, but Mike Gallego, the third baseman, sent Seth Smith home, I guess. Maybe they feel like Kelly's got a better arm than Dirks.
Apparently so. I thought for sure he was coming. Instead, they hold him at third base, and that'll bring up Brandon Moss. Now the Tigers will creep the infield in a little bit. Foul tip, 0-1.
Normal situations, normal circumstances, the Tigers wouldn't even be going after Moss, who already has 8 RBIs in the first 3 games of this series. They would simply put him on and play for 2. But they have not had any success with the guy on the on-deck circle, Kai Aspo.
Yeah, none. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Also think the fact that Moss does strike out, although he's had a really nice year, 24 homers, he's driven in 66. He is prone to strike out. Home runs, strikeouts, they go hand in hand. Unless you're talking about Miguel Cabrera. He doesn't strike out that much.
Scherzer ready with the 1-1. Here it is. Outside, 2-1. Moss joined the Athletics last year. In the month of June, he played only 84 games with them. They were all down the stretch, and boy did he respond. 21 homers in just 84 games.
He was a 6-year minor league free agent before last season began.
Fouled off at home plate. I remember thinking last year when the A's were making their run and they got to the postseason, how in the world they were doing it. They kind of patched together their offense, found some pieces here, some pieces there.
Reddick had a good year.
Yeah.
Cespedes performed very well.
Their young guys pitched well.
Bullpen was locked down with Doolittle, Cook, and Balfour down the stretch.
2-2 on Moss. Fouled away.
Got to get that fastball up a little bit higher to Moss. He'll swing at it. You just have to get it up a little higher.
4-1 A's. They got a leadoff triple here from Donaldson in the 5th. He's still standing there with 1 out.
Last time up, he struck Moss out with a curveball, though he froze him on the 2-strike pitch. Moss didn't swing at it. Going to go change up here.
Another foul back out of play. So the Tigers have not had a starter go beyond the 5th inning in this series. And Scherzer right now has thrown 89 as we play here in the 5th. Pena flashing the signs. Driven deep to right field, way back, and this one is going to go. Moss has hit another home run in this series. He just cannot be stopped. 2 home runs in the ball game last night. That's his 4th long ball in the series. 4 of them.
We're going to make that our Bill Tire pitch by pitch at how Max went after Moss with a base open and runner on third. They decide to pitch to him. Breaking ball there that misses. Fastball out of the strike zone. He's going to throw him a 2-2 off speed pitch that misses upstairs. He fouls it off, and then the next pitch Moss is waiting for the fastball, and he got it, and he hit it out of here.
6-1 ball game, back-to-back 2-run innings, and Scherzer is now down by 5 runs. Ball outside to Callaspo. Max has not given up 6 runs all year up until today. There's a strike called. Teospo double and a strikeout. Tigers now have some action. The recently recalled Luke Pekonen is warming up. Six runs, 8 hits for the A's. 1 run, 6 hits for the Tigers. Brandon Moss has 25 home runs. He is 7 for 12 in this series. 4 of those homers here against the Tigers. Slow roller towards second. Easy play there for Infante. 2 gone.
Here is our Xfinity high-speed pitch on the best fastball velocity-wise that Max has thrown here today. 97. Top fastball coming out of the hand of Scherzer. I don't know if Brandon Moss has ever won a Player of the Week in the American League, but he's going to get it this week.
Here's Seth Smith. That's in for a strike. Smith a fly ball and a single.
Brandon Moss actually won Player of the Month in the month of Player of the Week in the month of June last year. One of those weeks. So it'll be his second.
2 balls, 2 strikes now on Smith.
I guess the good thing about the way the Tigers have played the last couple of days is the Atlanta Braves have taken care of the Cleveland Indians in Atlanta.
The Indians, yeah, they really have let a solid opportunity slip by. The 0-2. Now, granted, they're playing a good team in Atlanta, but they are still 5.5 back coming into play today. But the last 3 nights, they have had an opportunity to gain on the Tigers.
Atlanta is 46-18 at home. Best home record in baseball.
Here's the 1-2. That was an even 100 now for Max.
4th consecutive game that they have gotten into the Tigers' middle relief. Tigers started 5 innings, all of them 100 pitches and beyond.
It's amazing. I mean, they got a chance here to go through 4 games here and getting the Tigers starter out after 5. And this is a team whose starters typically go much deeper in the game. So there's a swing and a miss. So the inning is over. However, they get 2 more runs on the homer by Moss. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Colon the fact that he throws all fastballs. 90% of the pitches he's thrown today fastballs. But look at the catcher's glove. Every single fastball he throws right at Vogt's glove, their catcher. He went from a guy that could throw 100 miles an hour that had some control to a guy that's right now 89 to 92 with tremendous command. Hasn't walked a batter here today.
And he's gunning for his 15th win of the season. Austin Jackson leading it off. Tigers now down by 5, 6-1.
You know, I was talking about that deal back in 2002 where Colon left Cleveland and went to Montreal, and I was commenting on the general manager at that time, Mark Shapiro.
Driven to right field and caught by Moss,
who said that was the hardest thing that he'd ever had to do. That was the first move he made as a GM, but he said he found comfort because that same evening he got calls from guys like John Scherholz, guys like Dave Dombrowski, and what they told him was the 3 players that you got back in this deal are going to be great players in the big league. So he said that made it that much easier for him that those 2 guys who are giants in the game as GMs took the time to call him and kind of, I guess, console him a little bit, because that's tough to do.
Well, and I think he needed it because Cologne that year would go on to win 10 more games with Montreal and finish with 20 wins. So they needed the guys they got in return to really pan out. And really, when you look at what they've done recently and some of the pitching that they've traded away in Lee and Sabathia, they haven't had that big return.
No, they haven't.
And that's when it really stings, when you give away one of your big pieces and you don't hit on what comes back the other way.
Cliff Lee has gone on to win a Cy Young, and he's one of the best left-handers in the game. Brandon Phillips, the things he's doing in Cincinnati are unbelievable. And Grady Sizemore was on that same track until he started to get all the injuries.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Andy Dirks. In fact, Cologne that year became the 2nd pitcher ever to win 10 games in both leagues. 10 with Cleveland, 10 with Montreal.
He should have made the All-Star team that year, but he didn't make it because he went from the American League to the National League. And there was some talk that they were going to put him on the National League team because he would have clearly made the American League squad that year.
Cologne again also winning a Cy Young, 3-time All-Star. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. Waiting on deck, Miguel Cabrera. The Tigers have just 1 run on 6 hits today. They've stranded 5. Tigers right now facing a sweep if they don't get the bats going. And the last time the Tigers were swept in a 4-gamer at home, 2004. And that was against the Minnesota Twins. 2004, and that was September of that year. Cologne ready with the 2-2. Drilled to center field on a line. Chris will measure it for the out.
If indeed they are able to complete the sweep, it will be very, very impressive. I mean, you're talking about the best pitching staff, numbers-wise, in the American League, and the best offense, numbers-wise, in the American League. And you come into their ballpark and take 4 games in a row.
It's been impressive, and it's been led by the offense. It's been an assault offensively, actually. Here's Cabrera. Fouled away.
Cologne could hit that glove. And Vogt had his glove off the dish about 3 inches. And Cologne threw that fastball right at it.
Single strikeout today for Miguel. Line drive to center. Crisp on the run again to the gap. Won't get this one up against the wall. Cabrera's on his way to second. Better pick up the pace. He's going to be out. Miggy is out at second base to end the inning. And hopefully he's okay. It doesn't look like it right now. For the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left, and a limping Miguel Cabrera who tried to hobble into second base, but was out. first base, but he tried to stretch it to a 2-base hit.
No doubt about that. Once he got to first, I thought he was going to stop. Then he tried to stretch it. And then the last 6 or 7 steps, he tried to pick it up a notch, and he slid into second base. And really, it's the same issue that he's had for about a month now. It's that hip flexor. And he's walking off the field. He is now out of this game.
So the Tigers will lose Cabrera. And they will make some changes. Now, Don Kelly will come in from right field. He will play third base. Tuiasosopo will enter the game now in left field. And Andy Dirks will go from left to right. Got a wall side windows pitching change. Luke Pekonen is in now for Detroit.
Yeah, Luke Pekonen has been up and down several times this year, and his work has not been bad when he's been here. 21 games overall, 17 strikeouts, just 7 walks, and the ERA just a shade over 3 for the tall right-hander.
There's a bouncer back out the middle and another hit for the A's.
I guess he's not immune to these Oakland A's either.
No one is. Leadoff single by Derek Barton. Pekonen is back with the Tigers, and the Tigers announced this move last night.
Well, when you have a team that's been beat up like the Tigers have the last 3 days by the Oakland offense, it usually results in a move the next day. They need more reinforcements and down there in their bullpen.
And so Pekonen takes over. Alvarez goes down to Toledo. Here's a bunt. Third base side. Kelly will barehand. Quick throw. Nice play. Move the runner up into scoring position.
Kelly just moved in from right field, gets tested right away, and barehands that ball. Really nice concentration. Takes one more step. He throws off the right foot as he redirects the body and gets enough on the throw.
There's Stephen Vogt, the number 9 hitter, trying to drive in another run. Jim Leland saying before the game today there will be some September call-ups. Those are right around the corners. The Tigers, though, will stagger them, so they have not made any announcement on who will come up. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. And
he did tip his hand a couple of days ago. He said that Brian Holiday would be coming back, and I'm sure Phil Koch would be coming back too.
We'll address that in Twitter with Shannon in a little bit. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike on Stephen Vogt. Crisp waiting on deck. Tigers today have been out hit 9-7 and outscored 6-1. Here's Pekonen's 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes on Vogt. Tiger pitching has not gotten a 1-2-3 inning in this game. And the 2-2 lifted back out of play. Take it back. We had a 1-2-3 third. My mistake. Scherzer got a pop up, a fly ball, and a strikeout back in the third. And again the 2-2 outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another foul back out of play. The A's have been scoring their runs in twos. A 2-run first, 4th, and 5th inning. Building a 6-1 lead. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 gone. AT&T trivia question. Who are the 5 Hall of Famers who played for both the A's and the Tigers in their careers? There have been 5 of them to make the Hall of Fame to play for both the A's and the Tigers. How many can you name? Answer coming up in a little bit. Here is Coco Crisp. It's fouled back out of play. Well, with Max giving up 6 runs in this game, his earned run average has gone from 2.73 to 2.90. He was still sub 3. Oh, and 1 the count. Which stats, in your opinion, do you think the voters look at the most when they're trying to figure out who should win that Cy Young Award?
I think wins and losses are a big part of it. I think the earned run average obviously factors in. WHIP is a huge stat these days. Strikeouts to walks ratio.
Yeah, the WHIP for Scherzer was under 1 coming in, which is awfully good. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sliced to the shortstop and caught on a mini leap by Santiago. So the inning is over. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th.
Trailing 6-1. Shannon Hogan here, monitoring the Fox Sports Detroit Twitter page all afternoon. And Mario and Rod, a question that a lot of people have been asking. They want to know about the September call-ups, and more importantly, who do you think might affect the team the most of those that are called up in September? What do you think?
Nick Castellanos. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
The Twitter world would go crazy if that was the case.
And that's why I said it, because everybody's dying for this kid to come up. You know, I think, Rod, probably when you look at it, I think Phil Coke really has the ability to make a major impact in the back end of the pen if he can get right.
No doubt about that. I mean, that's exactly the person I was thinking of that could probably help this staff out the most. Phil Coke, what he did last year in the postseason against Oakland and also New York and even in the World Series. So he's a guy they got to get right.
There's a ball hammered to right center field by Prince. That ball is up, way back, and gone. Fielder leads off the 6th with a solo shot.
Jerry Blevins is the new left-hander that has taken over for the starter, Bartolo Colon, and he gets greeted rudely by the Prince.
I would say so. That's number 21 for Fielder.
And Blevins tried to get ahead of Prince Fielder with a little fastball inside, and that was right in the happy zone of Prince Fielder.
He hit that one a long way. One of the deepest parts of this ballpark, right center field. So the Tigers get their second run, down by 4 now.
It's a shame when you hit a ball that far, you have to leave the batter's box running as fast as Prince was, because you're not sure whether it's going to get out of here or not.
That's life here at Comerica. Here is Martinez. Sends a ground ball to short. One hopper to Sogard, and Victor is out. All side windows pitching change. Jerry Blevins is in.
And Blevins has a fastball that tops out at about 91 miles an hour. He's got a curve, he's got a slider, and also a changeup to complete his 4-pitch mix.
Here is Don Kelly. And he looks at a strike. So Shannon, as we were talking about, we think that maybe Phil Koch might be one of those guys that could have a really good impact on the bullpen late.
And you know, guys, when I was down there the night that they sent him down, Phil Koch is his own biggest critic, and he was someone who definitely wanted to get things ironed out and come back and be able to help this team down the stretch. And I know that the Tigers organization is hoping for the same thing to happen too. Hey, you guys, we had a lot of fun with our Twitter chat today. Thanks so much for helping us out with the questions, and for the fans at home, thanks so much for chatting with us. And you can remember, you can always follow us and talk with us anytime at Fox Sports DET on Twitter. Thanks, guys.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Well, the Tigers have picked up another run. They're down 6-2 now. Blevins facing Don Kelly. Here's the 1-2. Little chopper hit slowly toward third. Donaldson, tough play. Safe at first base. Midfield hit.
That ball must have took a little bit of a tricky hop on Donaldson, because usually you'll see the third baseman come in on this particular play, do or die fashion. They'll barehanded. But it looked like it went to his glove side, therefore he had to glove it, then exchange it, and that was too much to get Don Kelly.
Tigers right now will take hits any way they can get them. They need some runs. Infield single by Kelly. Here's Brian Pena. Single, sac fly to drive in a run. A little bit outside, 1-0. 307 now for Ryan Pena with 22 RBIs. Here's a strike right at the knees, 1-1. We were talking about Phil Koch. Here are the numbers that he has put up down at Toledo. 5 innings, no earned runs, 7 punchouts, and only 1 walk in that span. Here's the 1-1. That's in the air. Shallow right field. Might be a tough play. Foul ground. Diving attempt. That's going to be a fair ball. Everybody is safe. A long run for Moss, who got his glove on it. And I wonder if that ball was going to land foul had it not been touched. Put 2 men on. Base hit. Loop single.
Surprised Brandon Moss got that close to making this play.
So Blevins is out of the game. And the Tigers now have something going here. Infield single and a bloop single. So aside from that home run, some tough luck for Blevins. Pitching change. We'll be back. All right, Trev, thanks. Here it has gotten a whole lot more interesting. The home run by Fielder, and now the Tigers have 2 men on with only 1 out. Dan Otero will stand in.
Good numbers in 20 games. And for the Athletics this year, 2-0 with a 1.26 earned run average. He's only walked 4. He struck out 19, nearly averaging 1 strikeout per inning.
Otero has allowed just 1 run in his last 25 innings of work. He's trying to pitch out of a jam created by Blevins here in the 6th.
And good fastball at 91. He's got a slider, changeup, and a curveball.
Strike called. 1-1 on Omar Infante. Single, force out for Omar. 1 for 2. Tigers now have actually out hit the Athletics 10-9. Strike called. 1-2.
"12 base runners inherited this year by Otero, and he stranded 7 of the 12. He's got 2 more out there.
And the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Nice short hop play. They'll fire to second 1. That's all they get. Sogard had to come in, take the short hop. 2 gone runners at first and third.
And Sogard knew if he wanted to give his team a chance to turn 2, he had to charge that ball. He created a very difficult hop for him. Callaspo, second baseman, couldn't get much on the throw, and he wasn't going to double up Infante anyway.
Kelly goes to third on that play. Here's Santiago with 2 outs. Fouled back out of play. 0-1. Tigers need a big 2-out hit here. They're down by 4 in the 6th. And Ramon in this ball game, couple of ground balls, 1 to third, 1 to second. Bartolo Colon started, went 5, gave way to Blevins here in the 6th, and now Otero. One and 1. Jackson waiting on deck. Outside, 2-1 on Santiago. Again, keep in mind the Tigers are without Miguel Cabrera. He left the game after sliding into second base and hobbled off the field. So Tuiasa Sopo now is in the 3rd spot of the Tigers lineup. Here's the 2-1. Bouncing ball right side. Base hit. That'll get a run in. Kelly scores. Infante goes to second, and the Tigers now back to within 3. th RBI for Santiago. That ground ball found a hole, and that run will be charged to Blevins. Here is Jackson now, the tying run at the plate. Drilled foul, back out of play. 0-1. AJ in the ball game, a single, a couple of fly balls, both hit the other way. Ground ball to short. Sogard has it there. Will flip for the force, and that will end the inning. However, the Tigers get a couple of runs back. And as we go to the 7th, it's now a 3-run game. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Ram trucks now get a great summer deal on a Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance Events. And by Kraft, individually wrapped sliced cheese makes something amazing. Back here at Comerica Park on a warm, sunny afternoon, the Tigers down by 3, although they've out-hit the A's 11-9. Tigers back to within 3 runs now after getting a couple back, and here is Donaldson to lead things off in the 7th. Donaldson, Lowrie, and Moss. Luke McConan back out there, came on in the 6th inning after Scherzer went 5. 1 for 3 for Donaldson, triple and scored a run.
And Luke McConan has 3 different pitches. He's got the fastball that will get all the way up to 97 miles an hour. He also has a breaking pitch, and he also has a split-fingered fastball, which he started throwing quite a bit last year in the Arizona Fall League.
1 ball and 1 strike on Donaldson. That's in there. 1-2 the count. Two more home runs in this game for the Athletics. Lowrie hit one and Moss hit yet another. Ooh, look out, there goes the bat. He swings and strikes out. Donaldson is out of there, 1 away.
Nasty pitch by McConan.
Found its way into the dugout. Down the stairs. Here's Jed Lowrie. Ball 1. 2-run shot back in the first set the tone early for the Athletics, and the one reoccurring theme was early runs for the A's in this series. They did it again today, jumping out to the 2-0 lead. Lowrie hitting his 10th home run. That's it for a strike. 1-1. Pulled on the ground and through. That's a base hit. Took a breaking ball, slammed it to right field. Lowrie has his 2nd hit of the game.
Brandon Moss has done major damage in this series, and it started back on Tuesday. He homered in his team's bullpen on that day. Went on to homer again in that contest, and he's hit 2 more since then. So he's had a big series.
And with every at bat, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Moss now with 25 home runs, so with each homer the rest of the way, he will add to his career high. Ball 1. Double-digit hits again now for the Athletics. They had 21 hits in yesterday's game. And now 50 hits in this series. That's a lot of hits. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Moss. Cleveland coming in next once these A's leave town. Will be a big 3-game weekend set here at the ballpark. The 2nd place Tribe coming in. Albuquerque heating up.
Cleveland has had a very difficult time of beating the Tigers this year. They really haven't had a difficult time of beating anybody else but Detroit. It's going to be a huge series for them.
Well, they've missed an opportunity in the last 3 days or so to gain a little ground on the Tigers before that Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. And it's on to Boston, KC, and Chicago.
Last long road trip of the year for Detroit. Really only one more trip left after that one.
Fouled back out of play. 1-2. The count stays on Moss. Pena walks out to the mound after that last offering. Moss has also had brief time in the big leagues with Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, but he is making his mark now with the A's at the end of last year and now this year as well. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 gone. Time for the trivia question again. Courtesy of AT&T. Here it is. Who are the 5 Hall of Famers that have played for both the Tigers and the A's in their careers? They are Ty Cobb, Mickey Cochran, Wade Hoyt, Al Simmons, and George Kell. That's the answer to your trivia question. All 5 listed there. 2 outs now. Here's Callaspo. Double and 3 at bats for Callaspo. In for strike 1. Another toss back to first. McConan 2-0 record with a 1.91 ERA and 38 punchouts in 20 games this year with the Mud Hens. Foul down the left field line. What we've seen out of Luke here at the big league level, he has certainly the type of arm that can play at this level.
He can go a few different ways. He can start. Obviously, there's no room on this staff to start, but most definitely middle relief. He can give you 2-3 innings. And even if you need him at the back end, he has the ability to get you a strikeout in a tough situation.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Six runs, 10 hits for the Athletics. 3 runs, 11 hits for the Tigers. The Tigers have stranded 7, though. Swing and a miss, and Callaspo strikes out for the 2nd time in this game. He's the hardest guy to strike out in the American League. 4 punch outs for Pekonen. Stretch time here in the Motor City. 108. It's Kids Day. All kids 14 and under receive a free Tigers back to school binder. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com for ticket information. Well, let's see if the Tigers have a comeback in them now. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, down by 3 runs. It is Andy Dirks leading it off. Then Tuiasosopo and then Fielder. The right-hander Otero still out there, and Andy sends a ground ball on 1 hop to second base. Callaspo will gobble that one up. 1 gone. That'll bring up Tuiasosopo. First at bat for Tui came on when Cabrera had to come out of the game trying to stretch a single to a double. Sliding into second base, Kimo hobbled and Miggy left the game. 282 this year for Tuiasosopo.
You know, Miguel had to be in quite a bit of pain to leave the game because Jim has to drag him off the field on most days. Miguel has demonstrated tremendous tolerance to playing pain since putting on the Tigers uniform.
The 0-1 is fouled into the glove. 0-2 now on Tuiasosopo.
Otero's done some really nice work out of that bullpen for Bob Melvin. We gave you his numbers. But he does not walk very many. He averages nearly a strikeout per inning. He's got some real nice sink on his fastball, about 91 miles an hour.
One and 2 the count. Trying to hold up, couldn't do it. Otero has a strikeout as Tuiasosopo is retired.
There is some of that sink that I was talking about on the run that he gets with his fastball. Otero, that was 90 miles an hour that tied up Tuiasosopo. Look at the late life on this 2-seamer.
In on his hands, and down he goes. Fielder homer to start the 6th. And he looks at ball 1. Otero last year was a member of the Giants organization, was picked up in late spring training this year from San Francisco.
And very hard to jam Prince Fielder with fastballs inside. One, he stands right on top of the plate. He's got lightning quick hands for a big, strong, physical power hitter. And his bat is not very big. Prince Fielder, for those of you that don't know, the length on the bat is only 33.5 inches. Very seldom will you see a guy hit for this kind of power using that short of a bat.
And Otero tippy-toeing around Fielder has gone 3 in a row, or 3-0 rather, with Martinez waiting on deck. The Prince now with 21 home runs. Here's the 3-0. There's a strike right at the knees. 3-1.
There's a couple numbers you can write down for Prince Fielder at the beginning of spring training, and he's going to get there every year. 30 homers and 100 RBIs.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, base hit.
And he did a lot of that last year, which allowed him to hit 300 for the first time in a big league uniform.
Well, the sports show you've been waiting for is here. Introducing Crowd Goes Wild with Regis Philbin and a cast of former athletes and journalists that'll talk about things you won't hear on other shows. Sports talk just got a lot more colorful. Crowd Goes Wild, weekdays at 5 Eastern on Fox Sports 1.
Regis Philbin just didn't want to shut it down, did he?
No. It's always nice getting a paycheck, I suppose.
Regis likes that FaceTime.
Here's Victor now. And Martinez in this game has singled for 3. Strike 1 on the outer edge. Since the beginning of July, and we're talking July 1, Martinez hitting at a 382 clip. 80 hits. 80 hits, which paces the majors. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It is hard to get locked in for 2 calendar months during the course of a big league season. Guys lock in for a week here and there, but very few have the ability to lock in to the clip that he is locked in at for 2 straight months. And on top of that, he's got 2 sides of the plate to maintain. He's a switch hitter.
Well, the hope is he remains locked in for another month and beyond. September right around the corner, and Martinez certainly a big part of the middle of the Tigers lineup. He's behind in the count 1-2. Driven to center field. That's going to drop. Base hit.
You go, boy.
Back-to-back singles for the Tigers here, and now again they will bring the tying run to the plate.
2 strikes on both Prince Fielder and also Victor Martinez, and both guys not trying to overpower the baseball, just simply taking what Otero is giving him, and they both got singles. And Bob Melvin gonna blow through that bullpen here now.
Lefty coming up, and Don Kelly. The Tigers still have Torii Hunter in the dugout. But Otero gives up the baseball.
Might be the best time to use Torii Hunter with a couple of runners aboard.
Doolittle coming in. We shall return.
America Bank game summary. Jed Lowrie got it going for his squad in the very first inning. It was a 2-run shot against 19-game winner Max Scherzer. Brandon Moss, what a series he has had. That is the 4th home run Brandon has hit in the 4 games played here in this series. Prince Fielder hit his 21st of the season this year, and the Tigers also scored another run on a base hit that snuck through the infield by Ramon Santiago.
Well, right now the Tigers will go against a new relief pitcher. It's Sean Doolittle checks in.
Yeah, Doolittle had a marvelous year last year, not doing all that well so far this year. The opponent's batting average is .300 against him with runners in scoring position. The ERA is approaching 4, but he doesn't walk very many. Only 11 walks, and he has 48 strikeouts. Doolittle's got a big arm. His fastball will touch 96.
Torii Hunter pinch hitting, hits one on the left side of the infield. It's cut off at third, and the throw is in time for the out. So Torii steps off the bench, and Doolittle needed 1 pitch as the Tigers strand a pair.
Game is brought to you by Head and Shoulders, and in the 7th inning, Luke Buchanan struck out the side. He got Donaldson on a real good breaking ball to get Lowrie, and he climbed the ladder on Kayaspo with a mid-90s fastball to get the 3rd strikeout of the frame.
Tigers have some changes now defensively. Matt Tuiasosopo goes to 3rd base. The Tigers now will have Dirks move back to left field, and Torii Hunter now is playing right field. And we have a new pitcher as well. That would be the right-hander Jose Veras.
Yeah, Veras pitching in his 56th game, combination of some games he pitched with the Houston Astros and now his current squad, the Tigers. 52 strikeouts, 20 base on balls. That has kind of been the difference maker this year for Jose Veras, whereas in years past he's been a lot more erratic in the strike zone, but he's had good control all year.
So Seth Smith will start things off. Smith, Barton, and Sogard here in the 8th inning for the A's. They lead 6-3, trying to complete a 4-game sweep. Veras takes over for Buchanan, who goes 2. Scherzer went the first 5. Wave and a miss, 0-1.
What the Oakland Athletics have is a lot of interchangeable pieces. They have guys that can play infield, outfield, guys that can play on both corners. They have middle infielders that can play outfield, and it's really the way they draw up their squad in spring training. When you have a payroll that is 27th of the 30 major league clubs, you really have to be creative when constructing your 25-man roster, and Bob Melvin does a marvelous job of making sure the guys that he's given by Billy Beane, the GM, kind of work into making them a really good team.
It really is remarkable how they have made that philosophy work under the payroll constraints that they've had.
They don't have the money to go out and per se buy a guy that makes $15 million and put him at one spot in the outfield, so they take a combination of 2 different players, usually a righty and a lefty, and the numbers those guys make up through the course of the season sometimes are good as a guy that's making a lot of money.
So it's 3-1 now on Smith as he starts things off here in the 8th. Got word on Cabrera, by the way. Ab discomfort for Miguel, his abdominal muscle, and he is day-to-day.
Is there any doubt in your mind that he will not be starting tomorrow night when the Cleveland Indians come to town?
Zero. None. None at all. He'll be in the lineup. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Each team with double-digit hits. Tigers, in fact, have 13 hits, but 9 stranded in this contest. Now Veras ready with the 3-2. High fly ball. Hunter in right field is camping under it, and 1 out. Hey, you can see the Tigers play the Seattle Mariners September 16th through the 19th. Take advantage of the weekday value pack. 4 upper box tickets, hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. All for just $72. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. 1 out here in the 8th inning. And it's going to be Derek Barton standing in. Here's a strike right at the knees. Single plus a sac fly and an RBI for Derek Barton, batting .206. One and one. Athletics trying to win their 76th game of the year. Tigers have 77 victories. The odd thing is the Tigers have been so good at home this year, but the A's have come in and played like this is their ballpark. Here's a 2-1 to left field. On the move is Dirks. toward the line to make the play. 2 gone. Fans, don't forget to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers welcoming in the Cleveland Indians. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Tigers live at that time. Tomorrow at 6 right here. Tigers Indians on Fox Sports Detroit.
Zach McAllister will pitch for the Cleveland Indians tomorrow night, and the Tigers will counter with Rick Porcello, who won his 10th game in New York 5 days ago, giving Porcello 5 consecutive years with 10 or more victories to start his big league career.
It'll be Sanchez in game 2, Verlander in game 3, and right now the Tigers 5.5 up on Cleveland.
Cleveland plays a night game tonight in Hotlanta.
Sogard the batter. He pops it up. Shallow center. Who wants it? Second baseman does. That's Infante, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nice job by Veras. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Baseball, what do you got in the Orioles, Rob? They're trying to make a little bit of a push here down the stretch to strengthen their roster.
Well, apparently they need a right-handed power hitter. Those two guys have some sock in their bat. That would be Josh Willingham and Mike Morris, who one of the two might end up in Baltimore if they could come to an agreement.
Meanwhile, Marlon Byrd made his presence felt with his new team. The Orioles had a 3-run homer last night.
I was surprised the Mets didn't move him at the trade deadline, but Sandy Alderson couldn't get what he wanted from Marlon Byrd, so he simply held on to him.
Byrd to the Pirates, that is. And then Archer, 3 consecutive starts of 7 innings, 2 earned runs or fewer. So he's having himself a good year.
That's pretty impressive for Archer, a young kid pitching in that division that he pitches in, and also pitching in a meaningful game every time he takes the mound for the Rays.
Here it is 6-3 in favor of the Athletics. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tigers need to get the bats going. They've got the bottom of the lineup coming up. It'll be Brian Pena to lead it off. And he looks at ball 1 from Sean Doolittle.
I told you Doolittle has the big arm. Fastball will go 93 to 96. He also complements that fastball with a slider that breaks down toward the right foot of the right-handed batter, and he's got a changeup. He throws about 5% of the time.
He was impressive in his major league debut last year with 60 strikeouts in about 47 innings. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Sogard charging. His throw is in time. 1 gone.
Last season, the Oakland Athletics had one of the youngest pitching staffs in all of baseball. So therefore, down the stretch, you had to watch all of those very young arms because you didn't want them throwing too many innings. And that's where Doolittle, Cook, and Balfour came into play. And once they played 6 innings last year and Oakland had a lead,
They pretty much won those games.
Here is Omar Infante. Omar, an infield single. He is 1 for 3 in this game. Tigers have 13 hits in this contest. Strike one on Infante.
Omar, outstanding fastball hitter, but did not offer at that 94 mile per hour fastball. That was a strike on the outside black thrown by Doolittle.
One ball, one strike. A's bullpen this year, an ERA of 3.16. Swing and a miss. In the air, left field. And that'll be caught there by Smith. 2 up, 2 down here in the Tigers 8th. Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning. Here is Santiago. Ball one. RBI single for Ramona's last at bat. And now it's driven to 11 this year. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's right at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. 95 that time from Doolittle. He was born in Rapid City, South Dakota, lives in New Jersey. Tabernacle, New Jersey. Fly ball left field. That'll be caught by Smith as well, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Doolittle, and we are headed to the ninth. Inning, Tigers are down 6-3. 6 runs, 10 hits. Oakland Tigers 3 runs on 13 hits in this contest. Got a new pitcher down for the Tigers. That would be Joaquin Benoit.
And it's the first time we've seen Joaquin Benoit. And really in this series, Tigers have not been able to get to their closer. He is perfect when he has been given a chance to close out games. 17 of 17. And this is the 4th consecutive year that Joaquin Benoit has been one of your better closers in the American League. This run started with the Tampa Bay Rays. Then this is his 3rd year now with the Tigers.
Jim Leyland said yesterday he really wanted to get Benoit into the game, and he will finally do it here today. He last pitched on the 24th against the Mets.
Well, you want to get him 1 inning to make sure he's sharp, just in case you need him tomorrow night to close out a game. And should they be leading the Cleveland Indians in the 9th inning?
Down by 3 as we go to the 9th, and it'll be Stephen Vogt to lead it off for the Athletics, and he swings on the first pitch and rolls it foul.
Jim Leyland always talks about one thing. It's not who you play, but it's when you play them. And apparently these Oakland Athletics, after losing 2 of 3 games to the Baltimore Orioles in Baltimore over the weekend, they have come in here to Comerica Park and probably played their best 4-game stretch all year.
Well, if it's not, I would love to see what other 4-game stretch is better. And they put up double-digit hits in every game except the rain-shortened game. Key hit after key hit. Moss has had a big series. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Vogt.
One thing I did know when I left the ballpark last night, after them winning the first 3 games, that when they got to the clubhouse today, it was going to be a very loose group. They had already won the series.
Line drive to center. Jackson can't handle it. Vogt is aboard.
Looked like Austin got himself in a position where he thought about diving, and then he just decided to stay on his feet. Not sure whether he makes the play if he leaves his feet or not, but it just kind of validates the point that Austin is one of those guys that just doesn't dive in the outfield, and very seldom does he ever need to dive.
There was a play last night as well where he possibly could have gotten to a ball had he been able to dive, but decided not to. Here's Coco Crisp. Jim Leyland was asked about that before the game today, and he said just what you said. There aren't very many times where he has to dive because he gets great jumps.
True. Whereas there's other guys that are diving all the time because they don't have the same skill set that Austin has in center field.
Coco Crisp with the leadoff man on. 11 hits now for the Athletics.
Coco Crisp has been the ultimate table setter in the series. In 3 of the 4 games, he has reached base safely in the first inning, either by a hit or a walk, and scored in 3 of the 4 games.
Here's the 2-0. Strike call. 2-1 now on Crisp. They would love to get this run in here, find a way to scratch in their 7th run of the game, which would give them a 4-run lead heading to the bottom of the 9th. Crisp had a double and scored a run in the first. Otherwise, strikeout, fly out, line out. Here's the 2-1. He had a big rip there. 2-2. And the 2-2. We fought that one off to stay alive. Crisp is still up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Crisp has 14 home runs from that leadoff spot. His career high is 16. He did that back in 2005 when he was a member of the Cleveland Indians.
Benoit trying to finish him off. Here's the 2-2 again. into shallow left field, and caught on the move by Dirks. One gone. Hey, let's check in with Justin White for a preview of what's coming up on Tigers Live.
All right, Mario. Trevor Thompson and Craig Monroe will man the controls from inside the Coliseum studios. I'll be heading into the clubhouse for conversation with Jim Leyland. We hope to talk to Max Scherzer as well and get an update on Miguel Cabrera after he left the game early. That's all coming up after the game on Tigers Live, guys.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. We look forward to that. That is coming up after the final out here this afternoon.
J-Dub in the khaki suit today. I'm liking that.
I think he might have called you this morning to get your approval.
I'm liking that.
One out now. Here is Donaldson. And it's a strike call. We've got some of the best dressers on this staff, don't we? You, Simo, J-Dub.
You get after it, too.
Yeah, not really.
You get after it.
I'm not in your class.
John Keating.
Yeah, Keating's got the pocket squares going.
We got to get you a pocket square.
You think so?
One of these days, I'm just going to take mine off while we're on air and just stick it in your pocket.
That's about the only way it's going to happen, my man. That is fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes. And I can see you doing that, too.
Get you a tie clip.
Six-3 is our score. Oakland on top here at Comerica Park as we play in the 9th inning. Mario, Rod, Shannon Hogan with us today. Justin White, the whole crew's here. As the Tigers trying to avoid the sweep, but they will need some offense in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the 0-2. Pulled to third. Nice play by Torii Hunter. He will get the force at second.
For many of you that don't know, Torii Hunter came up to the big leagues as an infielder. So for him to make that play, yes, it's a real good play, but yes, he has played some infield.
Here's the thing about Torii. He has not played third in the big leagues since 2010. September 28th, 2010. Did not look like it there. Nice play. That ball was headed down the line. That's drilled in the air. Shallow center field. Jackson coming on. Base hit. Vogt will go to third base. He is in there standing up, and it's another hit for Lowrie. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's Grand Turkey Club today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. So it's first and third now for the Athletics with 2 outs. And the biggest bat of the series for the A's stepping in, Brandon Moss. Another 2-run homer and a walk in this game today, and a stolen base. And he pops this one up, shallow left. Dirks coming in, and that is that for the A's. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-run game.
This is what happened here today. Max Scherzer looking like he's going to lose his second game of the year. The Oakland Athletics got 8 hits off Max, 5 earned runs. The most runs Max given up this entire season in one game. And Miguel Cabrera doubled off Colon. It was the final swing of the day for Miguel. He slid into second base, having been thrown out, and he left with some abdominal discomfort.
So we're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning here in a 3-run game. Cabby is day to day, they tell us. We have a new pitcher on now for the Athletics. That would be their closer. He is Grant Balfour.
He's been really good this year. He's only blown 1 in 53 games. He's lost a couple, hasn't won a contest, but the ERA is sub-1 for the right-hander who made an all-star team this year. And he also has 59 strikeouts, and the majority of the pitches that Grant will throw you will be 4-seam fastballs, anywhere from 93 to 96 miles an hour.
6th in saves with his 33. Balfour here in the 9th inning will face the top of the Tigers lineup. It'll be Jackson, then Dirks, and then Tuiasosopo. Those are the hitters that are due up. Tigers need 3 to tie. Jackson in the ball game is 1 for 4. .268 batting average now for Jackson. Balfour missing high and away. That's how we start the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers have stranded 9 in this ball game. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Got to get it started with the base runner any way you can. Balfour last year had 2 stints as their closer. He would finish with 24 saves. Nearly a strikeout per inning last year. Now he has gone to 3-0. Looks like Avila has put a helmet on, and so he may be pinch hitting for Tuiasosopo. And there is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to start things off. That's a start.
If you're Bob Melvin, you know that Miguel Cabrera is out of this game, but you still have to deal with the other half of that dynamic duo, and that would be Prince Fielder, who is going to get a chance to bat here unless there's a double play ball at some point in time.
Dirks in the ball game is 0 for 4. And Balfour missed again, and 5 straight out of the strike zone. 1-0.
And 1 more out of the strike zone, and he's going to get a visit from their pitching coach, Kurt Young.
Balfour was born in Sydney, Australia. He lives in Clearwater, Florida. Second of the all-time games pitched list for those born in Australia, behind Graham Lloyd. Way inside, 2-0 the count. And the catcher Vogt goes out to the mound. 6 straight out of the strike zone for Grant Balfour.
If you're Andy Dirks, you have to take one here. He's probably going to throw you a fastball right down the middle, but you still have to take one.
There's a strike. And he thought it might have been a little high.
It was borderline for a guy that had thrown 6 straight balls. He gave him the benefit of the doubt.
That's ball 3. Jim Leland letting home plate umpire Jerry Meals know it. Fouled off. Now it's 2-2. It's been a frustrating series for Jim Leland and the Tigers. They're trying to work up some magic here in the bottom of the ninth and avoid a sweep. They're down 6-3. 1 on, nobody out. 2-2 on Dirks. Popped up left side of the infield. The shortstop Sogard to the grass. 1 gone. So Avila will pinch hit for Tuiasa Sopo. Avila last night had a couple pretty good swings.
He sure did.
This will be his first pinch hitting appearance of 2013. One out. Alex batting .201, 2 out of 6 with a couple of RBIs in the series. Balfour walked Jackson on 4 straight pitches. Went to 2-0 on Dirks before getting him. And now here is Avila. Ball 1. Avila needs to get on here to bring the tying run to the plate in Prince Fielder. Prince waiting on deck. He's already homered in this game. Has 3 hits, as a matter of fact. Strike called on the outer edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. They've had 25 more hits in this ball game. 13 for the Tigers, 12 for the Athletics. In fact, the A's in this series, counting today, have put up 52 hits. And that one missed. 2-1. Avila already has 2 ninth-inning home runs this season. Melvin not showing it, but he can't be too comfortable right now. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled away. 2-2. Tigers in this game got 1 run in the 4th inning. They got a couple of runs in the 6th. And that's it. That's all they've been able to get. A's jumped out to a 2-0 lead early. And they built a 4-0 lead. They lead now 6-3. Strike call down the outside corner, and Avila is caught looking.
Pretty good pitch there by Balfour. If you're Avila, it's not a whole lot you can do with that pitch, other than the fact that you try to foul it off. And because it's close.
He threaded that one for the 2nd out. So now here is Fielder. Prince trying to keep it alive here. They're playing behind the runner at first base, Jackson. And he'll take second base with no throw. Up and in, 1-0.
Balfour has thrown 15 pitches since coming into the game here in the 9th inning, and all 15 of his pitches have been fastballs. And he doesn't have real good command. I'm shocked that Vogt hasn't at least attempted to throw a breaking ball, one of those touch and field pitches, which would probably get Balfour back to his fastball and allow him to command the fastball a little bit better.
No stolen base for Jackson. Defensive indifference. Here's the 1-0. That's outside.
There's that breaking ball.
Tigers in this game just 1 for 6 with men in scoring position.
If Prince Fielder gets himself a 2-0 fastball here, however, he probably will not be taking it. He'll be trying to hit his second homer of the game.
Martinez waiting on deck. Inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Balfour came on here in the 9th. Doolittle did excellent work out of their bullpen. Cologne started this game, went 5 innings. Trying to win his 15th. Now Fielder steps out. Walked him, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. The second walk in this inning for Grant Balfour. And now Martinez, the tying run, strolling in. And he's 3 for 7 career against Balfour. Victor this year has 11 home runs. He's had himself a series. 2 more hits in this game. 10 hits in this 4-game set. He inches closer and closer to 300, batting .295. Two on, 2 out. Strike called, 0-1. Victor has a team high 8 RBIs from the 9th inning or later. He has been clutch late in games. He would love to do the same here today, down 6-3. The 0-1 fouled off. Now it's 0-2. 39,212 in attendance here today. On deck, Torii Hunter. Oh, and 2. It has not been an easy half inning here for Balfour. Now he steps off.
And Victor Martinez needs to make sure he does not leave the strike zone. More than likely, Balfour going to try to elevate the fastball to about 95 to see if he can get Victor to swing and miss.
He did, but he wouldn't chase. 1-2. What was that pitch?
Something off speed.
Yeah. 82 miles an hour. Bob Melvin pacing. Battery of Vogt and Balfour trying to get this done. The 1-2. Lifted foul down the left field line. 22 total pitches in this inning now for Balfour. 13 of them have missed the strike zone. Yet he is one pitch away from putting this one in the win column for the Athletics and a 4-game sweep if he can get it. Victor is a long ball away from tying this game up. Down the left field line, foul, out of play. One ball, 2 strikes.
And Brandon Moss playing no doubles depth. He's playing on the warning track. It's about as deep as you're ever going to see an outfielder.
Just about sitting in row 1. 1-2. Floated into center field, base hit. Another hit for Victor. Jackson scores. To third base goes Fielder, and the Tigers are not done yet.
Balfour was able to get ahead of Victor Martinez. No balls and 2 strikes. Had he gone to this fastball on that count, no balls, 2 strikes, he probably would have gotten a swing and miss. But he threw a couple of breaking balls. Victor fouled those off. Victor knew he was going to get a fastball, and he was able to muzzle that ball into center field.
We'll get a visit out to the mound now. And Iglesias is at first base to pinch run for Victor Martinez.
11 hits in the series for V-Mart.
Absolutely on fire. Iglesias now representing the tying run has much more speed down at first. And Kurt Young is out to try and give Balfour a breather, who has had trouble throwing strikes.
He's also wanting to make sure that he refreshes the memory of both the catcher and also Balfour, the pitcher, and how they want to attack Torii Hunter here, who came into the game as a pinch hitter just a couple of innings ago.
Yeah, Torii was in there with 2 on and 2 outs in the 7th, and he grounded out on the first pitch he saw. Crowd's starting to come alive now in a 2-run game, 6-4. Torii is 3 for 12 career against Balfour. Fouled back out of play as again Hunter goes after the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. .307 average this year for Torii. Fielder at third. Iglesias at first. Ball high. Boy, the struggles continue for Balfour. He has now thrown 26 pitches, 14 of which have been balls.
No fastball command today for Grant. None whatsoever.
Bob Melvin's been all over the place in that dugout. Can't find a comfortable spot. And what has turned into a very uncomfortable 9th inning. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a high drive into deep left center field. That ball is way back. That ball is gone! It's a walk-off home run for Torii! Unbelievable! It's Torii Hunter is the hero. A 3-run shot.
Clearly the biggest home run of the year for the Tigers. The biggest.
What a win for the Tigers. On the brink of a sweep. Torii Hunter, game-winning 3-run bomb.
This place is rocking. It's a party up in here.
Unreal. The Tigers win it in the bottom of the ninth on Torii Hunter's 3-run game-winning shot. And right now we send it down to Justin White.
All right, Mario, thanks, Torii. Unbelievable. Take me through the at-bat against Balfour.
Man, Balfour, he was my teammate for about 5 years in Minnesota. I knew he had the fastball, has a sneaky fastball. I just wanted to get something up, and I was able to get a slider that I can handle and just try to hit it out the park.
What does it mean to you? Gumball bat. Oh, here we go. That actually feels good. Anyway, where were we? What does it mean to your team, Torii, to come back and win this game in walk-off fashion after the way the first 3 games went and the way the first 8 innings of this game went?
Man, you know what? It's one thing about this team, man. We never give up, and you gotta give respect to those guys over there. Oakland A's, man, they're playing good baseball right now. They're swinging the bats well. They got pretty good pitching staff over there, but we just didn't give in. When a team is hot, it's hard to beat them, but we didn't give in. We kept fighting, and you see the results.
Obviously, Max didn't have his best stuff today, but talk about the job the bullpen did, keeping you guys around, giving you a chance to do what you did.
The bullpen came up big, and Luke Peconic, he did a great job for us, just holding the lead and giving us a chance to get this win. It was awesome, man. This is a great feeling. We're going to enjoy it and get ready for Cleveland.
Torii, appreciate the time. Congrats on the win.
Thanks for having me.
Torii and the Tigers walk off with a win over the A's. An unbelievable comeback win this afternoon.
Well, what more can you say? Torii Hunter, the KG vet, hits a 3-run homer off his former teammate Grant Balfour. A stunning loss for the Athletics here in this one today. And a tremendous win for the Tigers to avoid the sweep.
Well, just like we promised you earlier in the game, it is Miller time, and it's brought to you by Miller Lite. And Balfour was having a difficult time of commanding his fastball. He threw that hanging breaking ball to Torii Hunter, and as soon as Torii made contact with it, Grant Balfour started his stroll into his dugout. He knew it was gone.
Over the left field fence, Hunter ends it with a 2-out, 3-run shot. And the emotion turning grown men into little boys. Not sure there's a better feeling in sports than that. Torii Hunter, the walk-off game winner. Tigers win the final game of this series. We'll be back with a whole lot more from the ballpark.